Good evening, people, and welcome to another Build Your Own R2D2. Already, can you believe it's come around this soon? Because I can't. We're on to 81 and 82, and 81 looks, well, what can you say to that? So taxing. But 82 is, oh my god. I mean, the screws, it looks like they're breeding in there. I'm sure it won't be as bad as it looks. Famous last words. Okay, we're on to 81 already. Anyway, I hope this sounds better as well. I think I've more or less ruled out buying another camera. The Sony I'm going to ditch and sell on. I'm using the FZ1000, which is extremely capable. I'm sure you noticed last video how fast it was to focus like that. Very impressed. But at the same time, it's not really designed as a video camera, it's a stills camera. And it just happens to do really good video. The battery is, they designed the battery for you to go around taking shots, not constantly video things. So, that's tricky. But I'm trying to get the sound sorted out. Hopefully the sound is better than last time. Because last time I know you could hear the fan going. Haven't got the fan turned on, but yet I'm still sat below the microphone, which is not ideal. I'm trying to look up a decent external microphone that I can plug into the FZ1000, and if anybody knows of one, whether it's a hot shoe one or a plug-in one, do please let me know. I would be very grateful. If not, carry on enjoying my videos, hopefully, while I try and grapple with the sound solution. So, that being said, let's get on with the show. All we've got is a few bits of metal, so I've got a feeling this is not going to be too challenging, but let's go and see. Okay, you are first taking BF04 and you're slipping again. They like slipping it under. They want you to put one of the little brackets underneath. Now this has to be with the number side facing up. Then you put a little bracket under there and you screw that in like so. And next they want you to, that's a 4mm silver screw, by the way, into the top. Next they want you to take one of these shorter pieces. They're both exactly the same, so it doesn't matter which. Number side facing up again, and screw that on top of that. I'm basically scrabbling around to find 4mm silver screws on my table. I'm sure that's not quite how it's supposed to work, but that's what's happening. Next you're going to the other end of the first piece and screwing in another little bracket underneath and screwing in from the top. Okay, that's on there, looking interesting. And next you're taking the last piece that you got in this part and screwing it into place on the end of there. It's a bit of an awkward fit, I'm not sure why. The numbers again need to be up the top. Alright, that's it. We've made our own little metal archway. Could be part of the Millennium Falcon inside one of the corridors, but it's probably not. This is going just underneath the dome, along with all the other bits of metal that are just underneath the dome. So, that being said, that is the end of 81. Nice and easy, wasn't it? Very relaxing. Yes. I'm nice and calm here. But now, it's time to not be calm. It's time to start 82. Alright people, 82. I don't know how I'm going to conquer this. We're doing all sorts of everything. We're doing the grills, hatches, and later on we're testing electronics again, which I'm not looking forward to. I'd rather just stick it all in and hope for the best. So, let me go and see all the things I need to do. Going to have a good read. We've got the grills there, looking forward to doing those. More sensors. And, of course, another little door. So, hinges, my favourite thing. And then we go and have a look at where all these are supposed to go. My god, look at all those screws. Sure, it looks worse than it is. We'll see at the end of this episode. Alright, I've had a little look, and firstly, you're taking this piece, which is the smaller of the white bits that you get with the weird bit on the back, which is the hinge. And once I've cut to me picking this bit up off the floor again, you're taking this little weird spade kind of shaped bit and you're putting that in between the hinge there, like so. I think it's the same way up, by the way, doesn't matter. So you're lining it up so that you can get this, this screw through both, or through all of them. Let's see if I can do this live on camera. Oh yes, look at that. So there you go. That's the longest screw that you get. So you need to screw that in so that this can still move freely. They don't say how freely, they just say freely. Let me go and tighten that up. You know what? I think no matter how you do it, it's always going to be able to move freely. I'm not sure why they said that, because unless you drilled out another part of the compartment or something, or screwed another one in from underneath, that's always going to move freely, because that's more or less right down to the very base. So the next part is you need to take the smaller silver piece of the inside of the compartment, door, whatever you want to call it, and see the silver bit that sticks out there? You'll need to put that down into the hole at the bottom there, and then you need to screw it in from the bottom. It's the same hole I just showed you, with one of the 6mm screws. I'm not sure how this is going to turn out, but I'll soon find out. Well, in the sense that it opens and closes, maybe that's a success. So that section's done. I have a feeling that's going to be a manual thing, so I guess it doesn't matter too much if it's not perfect, because you can adjust it somehow later. So let's see what's next. Okay, I've just been having a read through, and it's really starting to come together now, which is really nice. It's just all the fiddly bits that I'm not looking forward to on the last stretch. Anyway, you're taking this second compartment piece, and you need one of the, that's gone on the floor, one of the silvery hinges, and you need a 9mm screw. So you put it on the outside of the bottom hinge first of all, so you've got the hinges on the left, and you put a 9mm screw up through the bottom, and you see what happens basically. So let me go and retrieve my screw off the floor, and I'll get that screwed in. Oh, that was nice and easy. I mean, who could have a problem with screwing metal screws into flimsy plastic that feels like it's going to snap off in your fingers at any possible moment? As you can see, I've done the top one. It's exactly the same. You put it on the outside, not the inside. And now you take your long silver compartment, the inside of it, and you're lining up this one and that one into the square holes there. So you've got your door there. This is going to be a really tricky procedure because I've already been trying it, and it isn't half tricky to get both to go downwards. And I think I might even need to sort of hold it like that and then secure them that way. But anyway, you're securing them with 2 6mm black screws into that hole and that hole. So let me go and grapple with this door. That last part was bizarrely a hell of a lot easier than I thought it would be. Oh, spoke too soon. There's one sticking out a bit there. I'll go and screw that down in a minute. Anyway, now you've made 2 more compartments for the body, so now it's time to go and put these in. Okay, we're back again. You're taking the longest compartment first, and you're basically lining up the holes, as you can see on the back and on the unit, and you're plonking it in. It actually says, bizarrely, rock the tool compartment into position. Not quite sure what they're talking about, but you just need to place it there and it just works. Then you need to screw it in on the back with our favourite kind of screws, 6mm black screws. There we go, it's all in. Now, what we really want to know, of course, is, are they going to put anything in there? Probably not, but it looks nice. So now the next thing you need to do, of course, is fill that empty hole with the other compartment that you made first. So you do the last one first and the first one last. That always makes sense to me. You're plonking that in there. It went down so easily. Oh, there you go. And you're, of course, screwing that into place with two 6mm screws in that. There you have it. Looking very nice. That one's a bit loose. This one is not so loose, which is pretty much how I would have wanted it, actually, because that's a wide flap and that's a elongated flap. Don't know if that's making any sense to anybody but me, but makes sense to me. So now we are not stopping there, because I'm going to fit the grills on the front and the sensor. Okay, I'm going to guess this is fairly critical, because although these pieces, these two look about the same, I'm guessing that they're not quite the same, because on this bit is not quite as symmetrical as it looks. You need to have it this way up, as in the most of the plastic you can see is there, so you need to have that bit up the top and the shallow bit at the bottom. If that makes sense, I hope so. Now these need to go in a specific order. This is BP45 and it needs to go on the bottom. So that's all you need to know for this bit. And then you are screwing this into place with more 6mm black self-tapping screws. And then you repeat the process with the top one, and they'll only fit in one way because the pins point downwards to fit into the blue plastic, and you need to screw that in as well. So let me go and screw both of these in. Okay, there they are, looking very nice. And next you need to take this piece, and you need the weird pointy bit at the top there, and you need to take one of the sensors, the T one. It's got a little T on the back of the main bit there, and you need to feed the wire back through the little slit in the top of this, as you can see. So hopefully it will magically stay in the top, and see if that actually happens. It does, though. That's cool. Looking a little bit like a traffic light with the middle light missing. Okay, so that's that one done. And then you need to do the same with the other one, which is labelled R. R and T. Well, that can only mean... I don't know what that means. But anyway, you're threading that through. And I've just checked, and they are meant to be facing down. You're squeezing that into place. That went very nicely indeed. And I'm guessing they're meant to be as flush as you can make them to the back. It doesn't actually mention that, but I'm going to guess that's the aim. There's your two sensors all ready to go behind this grill. And the last piece, almost, is you need to have this up that way with the pointy winged weird bit up the top there, and you need to have this bit up this way so that the two spiky bits, as you can see there, are up the top, and you need to match the middle hole with the middle little pillar there, and put those together, and then screw that in place with one 6mm black screw. So, a black flange screw no less, but it still needs to be 6mm. Okay, that's those bits all nice and secured. Interesting little piece to do, I think. So now I've got to do some testing on the sensors. Now, there's no practical way, like the last time, that I can film this, and there's no benefit that you're going to gain if you're following this along, because it either works or it doesn't work. So I'm going to do some testing, and I will let you know if it works. So let me go and do this, and then I'll get back to you for the final stage. Okay, I'm very happy to tell you, well, I'm very relieved to tell you, that all tests were successful. It's all to do with how close I think R2D2 gets to things to avoid them. That's my guess, anyway. Basically, the light on the circuit board should have come on if something comes within about 30 centimeters of it, which it did. So I'm very happy with that. And okay, finally you're putting this bit into the front, so it's going to look very iconic, and it goes in like so. Now you don't need to even worry about the fact that, you know, is there 4 bars at the bottom, 3 bars at the top, which I was doing. I mean, it's always handy to double check everything, but the main thing you need to know is that these sensors will be facing downwards. So obviously if you put it the other way up, they'll be facing upwards, and that would be wrong. And they need to be screwed in with 4 6mm screws, 2 at the top and 2 at the bottom. Big sigh of relief, partly because I'm quite hot as well. We're done. That's part 82, done and dusted. And we've done quite a lot to put those compartments together, put the compartments there and there. We put this together, and we put this in there. That's quite a lot for one part, I reckon. But for now, thank you for watching, and I will hopefully get the other 2 parts filmed either tonight or tomorrow. It's always the editing that's the pain. Anyway, thanks for watching, and see you next time.